Hey, what's up, guys? I'm Doc from SampleKings.com, and I'm here using the MPC software, and I want to talk about the audio mixdown section of the software. And so it's improved over the years, of course, and I want to go over the idea of making sure when I send someone a track to do vocals on or to do a rap to, that's going to be the right section, or make sure that when I try to import to Pro Tools or Logic or Ableton Live or Studio One, I want to make sure I can get those files perfect of what I'm working in here, and I can use them in different softwares. Because I have a lot of really good plugins in different softwares. That's going to help a lot. Now, I got a track here. Okay, cool. I want to probably send this as a verse or something to someone, right? And so I would come to here and I go to File. I want to go to Export. I get the export here. I'm going to go to Audio Mixdown. Audio Mixdown's right here. And I have the ability to change my mixdown by depth and by sample rate. Now here, for example, in the beginning, I have the bars start from bar 1 to bar 4. I can also go here where it says tail, audio tail. I can add 1 second or 2 seconds. Now, an audio tail implies that it might sustain a little bit longer. I may have a reverb or a delay on the end of this track or throughout the track, and maybe at the end as it dies out or slows down to get to the point where it's like we're at the end of the song. That stuff might just be there a little bit longer. So I want to make sure as that sound dissipates slowly but surely, that there's a little tail enough right there to let it dissipate naturally. All right, so it actually falls off not so quickly, but just enough. So that's what happens here with these audio length right here. Now next, I have below here, we got the render source. So it's going to render this file out, and my render source is going to be my stereo input, which is going to be 1 and 2. Now you'll notice that, let me close this out first, that here I am in the track. I'll play the track back. You'll see this is my stereo. Now it's not playing. So that's the output, the main output. You'll see here there's a crown right there, a king crown. That's the master output, or overall controlling output. That's it right there. It's outputs 1 and 2. There's even a mixing board inside of the MPC, and you'll see it right here. And this here is 1 and 2 here on the very end on the right as well. And everything you'll see here, outputs, they're all send everything to 1 and 2. And we'll pull right over here. You can see the program, which is right here. These sounds go to the program, and this is that program. If I pull this down, that's that program. And so this is going to 1 and 2 as well. So all these sounds are feeding into outputs 1 and 2, which is important to do. So not going to hurt you. Now once all this stuff is done like that, then I know exactly what's going to be on that particular output. So let's go back here again to here as I explain what that was. And go to export again. I'm going to export here. We're going to go to audio mixdown. So I'm back in here. I got a file format. Now, most of the time I will use WAV. You can use what you think works for you, AFF, MP3, FLAC right there, and EGG. So, but my thing has been WAV. So I come to WAV here. I may do 24-bit depth, and I may want to do 48 hertz. Just to get a good, solid fidelity sound that's coming out, make sure it's perfect. And that's what I recorded at anyway, so I'll make sure I'm matching what I have there too as well. And so now I would come in here, and I want to make that track up for people to listen to. I'd come in here like this. I say, okay, I'm going to sort of save this. And it's on my desktop here. So make sure it's on my desktop, right? And I go like this, I press save. And that's it. Let's hide this. And now I want to go to over here. Where are we at? We're right over here. We want to go to music. And here it is. I'll double click that, it opens up. That sounds good. Not bad. So once I have that track, I can email that track to someone else, say, here it is, you've got it, work with it, it'll work for us. And so that's good. Now, when I want to send stuff for Pro Tools or Logic or Digital Performer, my main problem is making sure it's all going to be there. And so I want to make sure, first of all, I got a song for them. having a song form is so important. So I got a song form here. I'm going to go back down to here. We'll click song form right here. And now we've got a song form. Now what I want to do is check it out, play it back, make sure all the parts are proper, which I already did. But what I want to do is make sure I can record this into the MPC as a song, but as a sequence, right? And you'll see here, convert to sequence. So I go to convert to sequence, and now I have an option. I can use sequence 5 to hold this new song. I'll press do it pretty quickly. And then we go back here to home, and we'll go to 5. And there's 5. And now it's in the song sequence, right? It's pretty long, as you can see. Some parts come in and out as I want it, right? Just like this. And so this is how I want the song to be. But I want to record each track separately. Now, when I say that, I mean, look. Let's go back to here we are here. You know, these pads are a bunch of sounds. But notice one thing. I'm on track 1 right here. So these sounds are on track 1. I want to have every sound in a separate track. It's track 2. Nope, nothing's there. So what I want to do here is I want to get to this edit section right here. I want to go to track. And then I want to come down to here and I want to go to explode. And so now, as you can see, the first track has been muted. And if I go to the second track, you'll see the second track, has only 1 sound on it. So it takes what was on the main track and it separates them in sounds onto separate tracks. So only 1 sound is on that track, and it sees here in track as well. Now the reason why we do this is that when I am exporting to another software like Pro Tools, Logic, Digital Performer, as I said before, and Ableton Live, each sound has a separate characteristic, whether it's a cowbell or a triangle or a bass drum and a snare drum, or a small cymbal, big cymbal, or whatever I'm trying to do, a bass line to a piano line. They can't all be bunched up together into one overall project output, because I may want to actually add some effects and EQs on certain elements within the track. So if I hit this pad now, you'll see that this little snare here is right here. So these sounds have their own characteristics to them, and I want to make sure that when I use these sounds, I can actually take them and improve them. So now I got that lined up. I want to go back here to File. I'm going to go to Export, and we're going to go to Export Audio Mixdown. It's Audio Mixdown right here. Okay, so we went to the part already. We have these mixdowns here, right? Now what I want to do is I would like to just explode tracks. Boom, out there like this. All the exported tracks are right there. I'm getting my audio output from here, right? Not anywhere else. Of course, you see the number of bars now, 48 bars, 1 to 48. We still have our audio tail at the end, so in case it lasts longer and that reverb is going to dissipate, it's right there. So this is what we do when we do that. Now I want to make sure, of course, it goes into a folder. So I'll come to here, I'll go to Edit. As I do, I'm going to make a new folder and call this Jam 1. Got it. And we'll say, do it. And now it has. You notice here, right above this, here it says User, it's Dock, Desktop, Jam 1 folder. So now all these files will go in there. I press this to save. And now it's taking each one of these files, each one of these tracks as files into that folder. So this way, when I pull it back up in a different software, I'll be able to see them all right there. I'll pull them up and I can do my EQing or compression or whatever effect I want to add to improve the sound in that DAW. Now here I've got Pro Tools up here, as you can see. I got a master track, I got a reverb, a delay, and I got a flanger return right here, some effects. But I want to put these tracks that I did inside of the MPC, I want to drag them in here and I want to use the Pro Tools effects. Pretty simple. I'd come to here. Here's my folder called Jam1 folder. I'll click on this, and I got all these tracks here, right? And so I'm going to take these tracks and drag them into the session. So to get to here, hit one of them, I'm going to press Command A, and I have them all selected here. And what I want to do next is sort of drag them. So I can get these properly. Here we go. I got 17 tracks there, right? So you see, if I bring them here, you see how it appear? They appear right there in the background. This works in all the software, same way in Studio One, same way in Logic Pro, Ableton Live. You're dragging the files right here into the desktop. I want to start from the top right there. And I'll let go actually. Now as I let go, you'll see here that it looks empty, but what's happening now is the software is going to render these files out. So they'll work here within this system. And so it's getting them all together. You see some of the stereo right here, right? And it's starting to bring up each one of these files in the color code that was originally in. Yep, and it's knocking them out. Some just a few times, some are many times. And once it's through, I have them all in here. And they'll be able to play at the same time from the beginning to the end, the same way we heard them. Much more easier. So I'd come back in here and I'd play it back and you'd hear the whole thing. But it's pretty simple to do. And that's why we do this, is to have the ability to take the tracks out of there and play them in any software, no matter what. The artist could be going to a different studio, different town or whatever. Whatever we can do in our MPC, we can export it for anyone to hear and use. And it's important to know how to use the audio mixdown. Now, if you got any questions, you can hit us up also. And please subscribe. We do lessons all the time, and you can always call and see what's going on because we are here to help you. Now, any questions? Hit me up. If not, I'll see you in the next video. Peace. And don't forget to subscribe. Where we go now? Let's see, right there.